Chapter 17 The Beginning of the Struggle. It seemed like a new beginning when the rule of the East India Company was replaced by that of British government. But the British government continued the same policies. Indian attitudes, however, began to change. They started to think why they became slaves and remained behind many other people. It made them think of their shortcomings and social ills, and the ways of their removal. They started a struggle to make themselves free from the foreign rule. The Indian National Congress. In 1885, the Indian Nation Congress was set up to hear the grievances of the Indians. With this, the first organized political movement in India started. A.O. Hume, a retired civil servant, was the person behind its formation. Umesh Chandra Banerjee was its first president. Its first meeting was held in Bombay. Indian leaders like Dadabhai Nauroji, Surendranath Banerjee, Gopal Krishna Gokhale and Badruddin Tayyabji joined the Congress. The Indian National Congress, also called the INC, held sessions in different parts of India every year. The leaders in its early phase made demands for changes in its political system in a peaceful manner. They asked for employment of Indians in government services, goods to be made in India and government to reduce the hike in taxes. Because of their peaceful mode of operation, these leaders were called as moderates. However, a section in the INC felt that moderate ways would not serve the purpose of getting things done. These people were called revolutionaries or extremists. The extremists wanted immediate action against the British. Leaders like Lokmanya Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal, also known as Lal, Bal and Pal belonged to this group and opposed the moderate policies of the INC. Policy of divide and rule. As the years passed, the Congress gained strength and the people from all walks of life supported it. The British began to panic. They used the divide and rule policy to weaken the freedom movement. They planned to divide Bengal in two parts on the basis of Hindu and Muslim population. They wanted to set Hindus against Muslims. The moderates and extremists united to oppose the partition of Bengal. Swadeshi and boycott. The extremist leaders of the Congress felt that more demonstrations, public meetings, etc. were not enough and something more concrete was needed. So, they adopted Swadeshi and boycott. Swadeshi means of one's own country. The movement was meant for popularizing the use of Indian goods and rejecting the foreign goods and services. Men, women and children joined this movement, boycotting the foreign goods. They lit bonfires in which they burned foreign goods. The government tried to suppress the movement. Many people were arrested. Lastly, however, the Indians were successful. The British had to reunite the partitioned Bengal. Revolutionary movement and after. Revolutionary movements followed these agitations. Aurobindo Ghose, Veer Savarkar, Khudiram Bose and Madan Lal Dhingra are the most celebrated martyrs of this period. They established secret societies and planned covert operations against the British. They worked as spies and planted bombs to assassinate unpopular British officials. The British government reacted strongly against their activities but failed to curb them in totality. But these movements had several weaknesses. These were confined to small areas in terms of their goals, achievements, participation and nature. The British rulers took some steps to appeasing the Indians. They did not give up their policy of divide and rule. They allowed some Indians to join the government. They made religion the basis of electing representatives, which the people opposed. World War I broke out in 1914. Many Indians helped the government in war. They thought that the British would feel obliged and grant freedom to India. But this did not happen. The government made strict laws and enforced them very harshly. In 1915, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi or Mahatma Gandhi, a lawyer, returned to India after stay in South Africa. There he helped the Indians and showed them a new way to fighting injustice. He believed that there is always a peaceful way of doing things. For the next 30 years, he led the struggle for freedom.